Hello and welcome. You have tuned into Buy Now, Sell Now on ET Now. I'm Shrishti Sharma and with me Cheryl D'Souza. And viewers, this is the show where you get answers for all your stock-related queries. In a short while from now, we will connect with our experts and help you better with all your stock-related queries. Other than that, don't forget that today is Friday and we're going to be getting you Buy Now, Sell Now Pachala today as well with Kunal Bothra. So do wait for that. But before that, let's have a look at what the markets are up to. So Cheryl, after a weak global handover, lots of news flow, we are just in the red today.
Absolutely, weak handover, also weak cues coming in from Asia as well, and geopolitical issues also rising. So all of that is having an impact on the markets globally, and there you go, sentimentally, Indian markets are also under pressure. Good morning to all of our viewers and to you, Shrishti, as well. And taking a look at the markets, after a tad bit of recovery from the opening lows, we are actually now drifting lower once again when it comes to the benchmark indices. If you look at Nifty, it is trading lower by about over 116 points as of now. It is below the 19,700 mark as we speak. If you look at the way how Nifty Bank is trading, even Nifty Bank is trading lower, in fact underperforming the benchmark indices in trade today. 10% downtick coming in for Nifty Bank. Remember, today you have a big note that has come out from UBS where they've actually gone ahead, downgraded Axis, they've downgraded as well as SBI. They have also not such a great views coming in for Kotak Mahindra Bank. So yes, that's the reason why you're seeing banking sectors under pressure in today's trading session. Let's not forget what is happening with Infosys today. Earnings reaction, guidance cut reaction coming in for Infosys. Not great commentary coming in from the management either. Brokerages, however, are maintaining their stance, but yes, the stock is trading low by about 2.5%. On the flip side, HCL Tech also came out with its numbers. That one also gave a guidance cut, but look at the stock is holding on to strong gains of about 1.8%. Brokerages are pretty much positive on HCL Tech vis-a-vis Infosys. If you look at that one, Tech Mahindra is the other one that's bearing the brunt as well in today's trading session. Let's talk now about the list of gainers and losers in trade then. You have Tata Consumer, HCL Tech as well as IndusInd Bank that in the positive territory. Add to that list Cipla as well, holding on to good gains. While on the flip side is Adani Enterprises that's down about 2.9%. Infosys, Axis Bank, SBI like I mentioned, as well as Wipro is the one that's under pressure. Talking about the advanced decline ratio, pretty much neck to neck. Now it's just drifted a tad bit towards in the favors of the decliners. But talking about the sectoral indices, PSU Bank Index, that's the one that's top sectoral loser, 1.5%. IT index is down, as well as if you look at the way how on the flip side, the realty index holding on to gains. That's the way how the markets are looking like at this point in time. Shrishti, yes, weak handover, weak cues coming in for the benchmark. Hopefully, with just the beginning, we will be able to turn the tide. Let's see.
Let's see, let's wait and watch where the markets turn out to be, especially in the second half. But with this, viewers, let's move forward and on to the Buy Now, Sell Now lens today. We have got you the Pachala, and let's understand the basic of technicals from Kunal Bothra itself. A very good morning to you, Kunal. A very interesting topic on the screens. Take us through that. What exactly is it?
Thank you so much for that. Good morning to all of you. Now, the point which we left off in the previous session was an interesting candlestick pattern which was formed on the Nifty, and it's a combination of hammer patterns, a combination of gaps for the indices. So I want to flag off that pattern for viewers. So the pattern which I'm discussing is a bullish island reversal pattern for particular asset class. So what is the bullish island pattern typically indicates? That it indicates that when the asset class or an index or a stock goes into a downtrend, there is a sudden flow where there is a gap which gets created. As you can see, this is a sample chart over here. A gap gets created, which means that the force of selling is quite intense. The stock apparently closes at slight higher point of the day, not at the lowest of points in terms of the days. And then the next day you see a gap again which gets created into the index. This is what we classically call it as a bullish island formation. So this pattern which you can see is what we call as a bullish island formation. This is a strong indication that a major bottom typically gets in place for stocks as well as in terms of asset classes, and you see a reversal trend. So it's like an immediate halt which comes into the downtrend and an immediate reversal. So we call it as a V-shaped recovery for stocks or for asset classes. So we look at the next chart, one of the sample charts which we discussed in the previous session, which is the Nifty 50 chart. As you can see that the Nifty 50 was going through a downtrend. So from 20,200 approximately, we fell down to as much as 19,300. Over here we formed a bullish island pattern where there was a gap down which was created, the index fell on that single day. We went to 19,300 and sub that level, and then we recovered. But the next day we went to a gap up mode. And if you see in the last couple of days, the index has moved up higher from current levels to now 90,800 odd mark. So this is what the power of a bullish island reversal pattern generally indicates. It indicates that the force of downtrend gets arrested immediately, as well as the stocks get into a very strong uptrending mode.
All right, so that's an interesting topic that actually Kunal has discussed with us today on BNSN Pathshala, and that's island reversal pattern. To be very frank with you, Kunal, I only got stuck and you lost me at the word island because this weekend the only thing I'm thinking about a getaway. But yes, that's an interesting topic for all of our viewers, isn't it, Shrishti?
Yes, we can have that Friday feel from the morning itself, Cheryl. And don't forget that tomorrow is going to be a very interesting day. That's we have the India-Pakistan match. So I guess more use of the island.
Absolutely, and also you will not find any traffic on the road because everyone will be watching the match or glued to the TV screen. So best time to venture out definitely will be tomorrow. But for now, let us venture into a break. When we come back, we'll start taking your query, viewers, so don't go anywhere. Welcome back. You're watching Buy Now, Sell Now on ET Now, a show where we get you answers for all of your stock-related queries. Remember, viewers, you can connect to us live on the WhatsApp number that's flashing on the screen. Do remember, each time you write to us, do mention your name, the stock that you're looking to invest in. If you're already invested in, mention the buy price, the quantity, as well as the time horizon, which is very crucial because in that way, we will be able to take your query to the right set of experts. And talking about our experts, today we have Kunal Bothra on the technical side and Vivek Karwa joining us on the fundamentals. Once again, good morning to you, Kunal, and also good morning to you, Vivek. Thank you so much for joining us on ET Now. And let me actually kickstart taking your queries, and let me kickstart today's query segment with you, Vivek, because I have a query that's coming in from Gopinath, and he wants to know about IIFL Finance as well as Uniparts. He wants to know if these companies are good to invest in right now for a period of 1 to 2 years. If not, then he wants another alternative. Do you think for fundamentally these companies are sound to invest right now for a period, even if it is for a period of 1 to 2 years?
Shril, see this is mainly into wealth management and stock market related platforms. I think the stock has already run up a lot, particularly IIFL Finance. And I feel that it is good if you book profit, though the stock has run up. And can it go up? Yes, it may go up, but you should sometimes take profit. That also is there. And commenting for next 2 years is going to be very, very difficult, particularly on finance-related stocks, because I'm also in this same industry. I cannot predict my future after 6 months. How do I predict theirs? So that's a big issue with this. So I'll advise booking profit. That would be a better idea.
Okay, moving on to the next query then. And Kunal, the next query is coming from Anant Krishnan, and he's holding 500 shares of Campus Activewear from a price of 288 rupees. Wants to know the short-term prospects for this particular counter.
I'll suggest to hold on to the stock as of now. Look out for targets in the range of 295 to 300 if you're a very short-term trader. 310 apparently is the big breakout point for Campus Activewear, and that's the major, I think, moving average resistance for the stock price. So I would suggest to keep out a target slightly lower than the 310 odd levels. In case if the stock breaks past about 310, then you can look for a fresh buy, and that could probably be more of a medium to long-term time horizon.
All right, this one is coming from Satya. This one is for you, Vivek. Primarily, he's asked about 3 companies. I would give you the option to talk about either one or 2 of them. One is Reddington, Heikel, as well as Aarti Pharmas for a period of 1 to 2 years. He wants to know whether it makes sense to average these counters right now. Also, fundamentally, does it make sense to stay put with these counters?
I think Reddington and Heikel, this both should be in your portfolio. Both are in actually good growth trajectory. Particularly Reddington at 152 looks quite undervalued as well. I think it should at least move to 200 levels. And when you look at Heikel, again a Kalyani Group company, the whole group is doing good. And I find that Heikel again is little undervalued over here. And again should cross maybe 325 levels. So both would be a hold. Aarti, of course, you asked me to, but in pharma, I would prefer other companies compared to Aarti Drugs. Yeah.
Okay, moving on to the next query then, and Kunal, this one is specifically for you, coming in from Ron, and he wants your advice on Suven Pharma. Wants to know, is this a portfolio stock? He didn't mention that he is already holding this particular counter, at what price, but he wants to know whether to have this particular counter in the portfolio, and how are the charts looking like for this one? Any target price?
Yeah, I think you should have it as part of your portfolio. The recent charts over the last 8-9 months have been quite attractive for Suven Pharma from 455 levels when the move started, I think in the month of February, March. The stock has moved towards 590 levels. Very gradual kind of an upward trend for Suven Pharma. So looks attractive. You can consider this as a part of your portfolio.
All right, this next one is coming from Yuvraj, writing to us from Chennai. This one also for you, Kunal. 2,000 shares of Sterling and Wilson Solar at a price of 370 rupees per share. He was hoping that the stock could see some sort of gains or double by at least by Diwali, but in fact he's sitting on a loss of about 20%. Now he wants to know what should he do with this counter, stay put with it, average or exit?
See, I would suggest to hold on to the stock as of now, but don't look to average at current levels. The only catch over here, or the positive side for SW Solar, is the stock has come back towards a major support. I think 285 to 300 approximately has been a huge support for the stock on the longer term basis. Now the concern for the stock is the recent sell-off and the way the stock has sold off from 400 levels to now almost on the verge of the 300 levels. So that's the only point of concern, which means that maybe the stock could see some bit of more downside from current levels. So hold is what I would recommend in case if it comes closer to 280 levels, and say assumingly the stock doesn't get into a major breakdown mode or the pace of selling stops, then I think you can consider maybe averaging out so that you can lower your cost price.
Okay, moving on to the next then, and the next query is coming from Venkat Rao from Visakhapatnam. He actually wanted Kunal's query, but I would rather take your take, Vivek, on this one, because the query is on Bharat Wire Ropes. How is this particular counter? Can he go ahead for a fresh investment in this particular counter? Any entry level for the same? Because what I can see that on a YTD basis, the stock has already given a return of 175%.
Srishti, particularly the wire industry and the wire harness industry is doing good. And with again boom of EV space, I think this sector would continue doing well. So Bharat Wires at approximately 3 of 26 looks good to me. The company has been reducing debt on regular basis. And I think this quarter also their results should be quite good. So though short term, yes, the stock looks little stretched valuation wise because the stock has moved a lot. But I find that Bharat Wire should do well, and another competitor of this, Motherson Sumi Wiring, both should do well. So wiring industry, yes, I am bullish.
This one is coming from Subramanian from Chennai, and he's already purchased RBL Bank 1,500 shares at a price of around 229 rupees per share. He wants to know whether he should hold on to this counter till the earnings or should he look to book profits. Let me take this one to you, Vivek. Do you think it's worthwhile to stay put with RBL Bank even till the earnings come out of this one for this recent quarter, or should the viewer look to book profits out of RBL Banks given the fundamentals?
Two banks where there were a lot of issues. One was RBL Bank and the other was Bandhan Bank. Bandhan Bank still continues under pressure because of those issues. But RBL Bank has actually come out and improved its performance a lot. Now, as a disclosure, I should say that even I am holding the stock from 140 levels and still holding on with expectation of 280 levels. So you should hold the stock. Again, see credit card space, it is number 5 today's date. The retail focus is paying off the bank. The NPA issues which were there, that has got sorted out a lot. So what I find is you should surely hold it. And as I said, I'm holding it personally.
Okay, that's the disclosure coming in on RBL Bank. We're moving on, and Kunal, the next query is coming from Dasa Radhi, and he's holding two counters. Firstly is KPI Energy from a price of 881 rupees, and he wants an advice on CA Tires as well, holding it from a price of 2150 rupees. Can these both counters have a return potential of 20%? How are the charts looking like for this one?
Both of them are attractive, but I think just as a point, I was actually looking at the charts comparatively for many of the tire stocks, and JK Tires apparently looks to be more stronger or formidable one. If you want, you can probably switch from CEAT to JK Tire. If not, you can still stay put. But my only point is that maybe CEAT may take some bit of more time to get into recovery. So the waiting period for CEAT could be a bit more, a slight bit more longer. But I think both these stocks are looking very attractive. You can continue to hold on.
All right, the next query, I'll take it to you actually, Vivek, and this one is coming from Badri. No doubt he's asked this query to Kunal, but this one is for you. He's holding ICICI Bank 200 shares at a price of 880 rupees per share for some time now. Now he's asking, should he make the switch to HDFC Bank or Kotak Mahindra Bank right now? Do you think it's a good switch? Because given the fact, the way how Kotak Mahindra Bank has performed, or even for the matter of fact, HDFC Bank has been underperforming. Kotak Mahindra Bank has not been performing that well either. Do you think it's an advisable switch to make from ICICI Bank to either of these names for a longer term, or even for the matter of fact, medium term?
In fact, previous show also we were speaking, and I was mentioning that HDFC Bank, surely you should be a strong buyer right now. The 1520 levels are really staying strong on the bank. And it's a matter of maybe 1 quarter to 2 quarters at the max, wherein the margins would improve. And the bank might actually show you 1800 to 1900 levels. So percentage wise, I think, and ICICI Bank, I find that it might go till 1000 to 1050. So comparatively, if you ask me option to switch, surely I'll be ready for that. So you can do that. You can sell ICICI Bank and invest in HDFC Bank. Kotak Bank at this rates, I would avoid until there is clarity that the listed entities in the bank, will there be actually wealth creation and wealth unlocking over there? So the stock is struggling due to those issues, and I find HDFC Bank much better.
Okay, that's the take coming in on all these banking counters. But with this, viewers, let's slip into a very short break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Buy Now Sell Now, show where we get you answers for all your stock related queries. And today on the show we have Kunal as well as Vivek with us to guide you better. Moving on to the next query then, and Kunal, this one is from Matthew, and he has made recent purchases in two counters. Firstly is Equitas Bank, 1000 shares at a price of 88 rupees. The stock has been on the move, and the other one is Gujarat Gas, 500 quantity at a price of 408. How do they look on the short to medium term charts?
So I will suggest to hold on to both of these names. Very contrasting charts. Equitas Bank, on one hand, I think is trading very close towards its previous highs of 100. Gujarat Gas, on the other hand, I think the stock has come back towards a major support. I think 420 approximately is the point where the stock is trading. But the strength in the likes of IGL and MGL in the last 1 or 2 months indicate that maybe there could be a strong uptick for Gujarat Gas as well. So I'll suggest that as a whole, maybe on the short term basis, you can keep 470, 475 broadly as a target for the stock. And for Equitas Bank, I think the stock should break past about the previous size of 100 plus. So continue to hold that.
All right, moving on then, this next query that I have is coming from Sudha, and actually Vivek, you'll be amazed, a lot of these short-term queries today we are getting for a period of 1 to 2 years are actually requesting me to take a fundamental take on the stock before they invest. In fact, they want to know fundamentally if a company is sound to invest in, even if for the matter of fact, if it's for 1 or 2 years. So she has a couple of stocks that she's asking, but I'll give you the liberty to choose which one you want to talk about. She's asking about Elecon Engineering, Avantel, as well as BLS International. Fundamentally, out of these three counters, which one do you think one should look to invest in, not only for the matter of fact 1 year or 2 year horizon, but for the longer term? Which one will be which one of these three will be beneficial for Sudha?
Again, see, for 1 or 2 years, particularly Elecon Engineering, I would say elections coming up, what kind of government would get again formed up in the center, stock at 35 PE actually looks costly, Shireen. So I would prefer to be cautious at these levels, and on dips alone, I would prefer buying Elecon. Similar case with other two companies also. BLS is almost at 42 PE today. It was trading at 25, 30, and suddenly it has become 42. Again, looks a bit stressed. On dips, a company is good. On dips, it would again look interesting. So immediately for buying, not immediate choice. Buy on dips, yes, and buy on dips, and then again you'll have to track every 3 months. So all the three stocks are looking costly at this point of time.
Okay, that's the take, and one of the counters was Elicon, and actually Divya was also looking out for an advice on this one. But Kunal, Divya has shared a long list, and out of them, she wants you to pick up 3 counters where she can go ahead and invest for the long term. One of them was Elicon. The other counters are Sri Renuka, NCC, Cyient, and Coal India. So out of these 5, any 3 you can pick?
So Cyient is something which I'll pick from out of the names that you mentioned. That's one. I think that stock is still looking quite charged up. NCC is also another stock which you can consider buying even at current levels. If you can go out of the list, then I would probably recommend look at L&T Finance Holdings. I think that stock is at 132 or 33 approximately. That also is looking very attractive, at current levels. The other names which you mentioned, like for example, Elicon, etc., they are extremely overbought. These stocks have done, reasonably, phenomenally well in the last 3 or 4 years. I think Elicon was, if I'm not wrong, a stock which was at 18 or 20 rupees. Now the stock is almost at 830. So there's bound to be a phase where these stocks may consolidate, and that consolidation may probably test your patience for a couple of years. So that's one of the major reasons why I'm not suggesting, most of the other names.
All right, the next query that I have is coming in from Natasha, writing to us from Chandigarh, and she wants to know about Anand Rathi. We did speak about IIFL Finance, Vivek, at the start of the show, but she is a long-term investor. She wants to know what's your view on Anand Rathi. She's already purchased it at a price of, she wants to know at current levels, should she look to invest in? They came out with their earnings, and you can see the screen right now, 2.7% downtick for the stock.
The Anand Rathi is trading at valuations of Bajaj Finance and Bajaj Finserv, if you look at. And 800 rupees rally to 1800 again looks costly, Shil, because I don't know why most of the stocks being asked today are on the overbought side or on the valuation wise really stretched. So at this rates, I would actually avoid Anand Rathi. If somebody asks me that if you want to be in some finance related company or NBFC, I would still prefer Geo Finance compared to all those stocks. So it would be a profit booking call from my side.
Okay, Kunal, the next query is coming from Madhuri, and she wants a short-term advice on 2 counters. One of them is Naukri and the other one is DMart. It's been 1 year that she's holding these names and sitting at a loss of 2 to 10%. Continue to hold on, or maybe go ahead and invest in some other counter?
I would be extremely bullish on DMart. So my suggestion is that you can look to average even at current levels. I would be looking out for a major breakout and a huge uptrend for the stock in the next maybe 12 to 18 months broadly. So I think if you have that kind of a time horizon, I would definitely suggest or advise to average DMart and probably increase it to a substantial chunk as part of your overall portfolio as well.
All right, this next one is coming in from Jayashree, writing to us from Chennai, and Jayashree wants to know about IDFC First Bank. Already purchases at levels of 96, Kunal. Should hold or look to exit this particular counter?
No, I think of course you should need to hold on to the stock price. I think a couple of days back also I had mentioned that maybe closer to 88 levels is where traders can look to average the stock, because that's where I believe that a strong support emerges for the stock price. So I would believe if you have that horizon of 1 to 2 years at least, then I think you should hold on to IDFC First Bank, and closer to 88 levels, you can look to even average further.
Okay, Vivek, the next query is from Naresh, and he has 1,000 shares of Salazar Techno Engineering. I'm not sure whether you track this one or not, but Naresh has bought these shares at a price of 52 rupees. Can he hold this particular counter or move out of this one?
Should be out. I don't find any reason why you should be here. Particularly, and at these rates, and it has actually moved a little, but I would really stay out of such counters at this market levels.
This one is coming in from Neha, wants to know about Laurus Labs, Kunal, about 1,000 shares at a price of 560 rupees per share. Would 6 months be okay to continue to hold in order to recover the loss that she's facing in this particular counter? Or what sort of a strategy should she adopt when it comes to Laurus Labs? Because this one, along with DV's Laboratories, along with Gland Pharma, usually tends to react quite negatively or on the downside post their earnings. Now that we are already heading towards the earnings season, you think she should take the risk, stay put with this one for 6 months in order to recover her loss?
See, I think first of all you need to be a bit more patient over here in terms of Laurus Lab. The stock had gone through one of the worst phases for itself when it corrected by more than 50%. I think, if I'm not wrong, in just a matter of 8 months or 12 odd months for itself. Now it's in the process of getting to a recovery. That recovery may take some bit of more time, but I believe that the stock can come back towards that 500, 550 range as well. Maybe over the next 12 months to 18 months. What you can actually do in terms of a strategy is you can probably look to even consider averaging the stock so that you can lower your cost price, and maybe closer to 500 is where you can take a call whether you want to stay put with the stock, looking at the developed fundamentals at that point of time.
Okay, Kunal, the next query is from Harvinder Arora, and he has bought shares of MMTC, 2,000 shares at a price of just 40 rupees, and the stock has been on the roll today, a 10% move, and in the past 5 days has already jumped 40%. Good time to book out profits or continue to stay put with this rally?
See, I think it depends on what your time frame is. MMTC is something which I do track on a more consistent basis, and I think the stock has done exceptionally well over the last 1 year. Also, I think it's up almost 100% if I'm not wrong on a YTD basis. It's looking quite exceptional on the longer term charts, coming out of a huge consolidation. I think it's almost like a 6 or a 7 year consolidation, maybe more than that in terms of a time frame. So that's where I would believe that the impetus could be significantly higher for the stock. So it depends on your time horizon. If you're looking at this as a maybe 3 month, 6 month time horizon and purely from a trading play, then you can consider booking out profits over here. But if you can extend this to another couple of years, then I believe that the stock may see a significant upside on the longer term basis.
All right, this one is a very short and sweet query, a very easy one, I believe, Vivek. This one is coming in from Rajendra, and he wants to know, can he look to buy SBI right now? We know this morning you had a UBS note which has actually downgraded SBI to a sell rating, and this is one of the first sell ratings that SBI has got in actually many years now. What's your view? You think now in this downtick that the stock is seeing should go ahead and buy the stock, or do you concur with the views coming in from UBS?
If we do say technical charts or recommendations of big brokerage houses and then the stock performance, I think whenever they recommend sell, the stocks do well. This is what I've been observing past few years. I would buy SBI on every dip. And due to this report, if the stock goes down, I would really be happy. PSU banking segment of today, there might be a small correction, but among these stocks, if you look, if PSUs have to double from here, I think SBI also should double. So longer term, surely SBI is very good bet. I'm very, very bullish on it.
Bullish, very good bet. Will definitely go to buy this stock in every dip. Kunal, would you also do the same, or is your view on the technical charts different right now?
Well, I think you have to consider stocks like SBI as a long-term part of your portfolio. They may have those odd phases of a short-term correction, here or there, but I think the longer-term structure looks quite intact.
Okay, that's the take coming in on SBI, the stock in focus today. We're moving on to the next one. And Vivek, the next query is from Tara, and she's a long-term investor and has invested in shares of Nucleus Software just at a price of 464 rupees. She's holding 50 shares of this particular counter. What to do in this particular name? And the other counter she has is MedPlus. Since IPO, she's been holding this name and not at any profits right now, purchased at a 796 odd rupees. So what to do in this particular counter as well?
Nucleus would be a hold, Srishti, because if you compare with mid-tier IT companies, I think this looks quite undervalued even now. Most of the companies, if you look at, would be trading at least, say, 0.7 time to 1 time. That is 1.7 times to 2 times of the valuations of Nucleus. So longer term, I mean, next 1 year, this stock actually might do well. So please hold it on. MedPlus, see, overall, I am bullish on pharma and healthcare services, but this stock looks quite stretched. So since IPO, it has done well, gone up, corrected a lot. But even at this rates, I find that you should be booking profit in this sector.
All right, this one is coming from Usha, writing to us from Hyderabad. Kunal, this one is for you. What's the outlook on Piccadilly Agro? I'm unsure if you track this particular counter, but this one has of late kind of, been performing exceedingly well. And the other one is ITI, 200 shares at a price of 200. What should she do? Hold on to both of them right now.
ITI.
ITI.
Yeah, so I do track ITI. I would recommend to hold that stock. Again, exceptional mover. I think I think the stock was almost two digits somewhere in 2021, 2021, and from there it's moved up to almost 200 to 50 mark. Excellent patterns for the stock on the longer term basis. I would suggest to hold on to the stock. The first one, Piccadilly, I don't track, so I'll skip that.
Okay, that's the take coming in on ITI. But with this, viewers, it's once again time to slip into a very short break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back to take more of your stock-related queries. Stay tuned.
Welcome back. You're watching Buy Now, Sell Now on ET Now, a show where we get you answers for all of your stock-related queries. So let's continue taking all of your queries then. And this one is coming from Pratiksha, writing to us from Oman. And she has Bayer India, Chambal Fertilizers, as well as Deepak Nitrite. All three in her portfolios, Kunal. And she's making a loss of approximately 1 to 2% in this particular holding. So she wants to know she should hold on for the next 6 months or should she look to sell them because it's very close to her current market price. And also she wanted a view on the fertilizer counters from you, Kunal.
So Bayer India, Chambal Fertilizers and
Deepak Nitrite, yeah.
So Bayer India is something which you can maybe consider to exit. The stock is underperforming. Maybe there could be slight bit of rally, say closer to the 950 or mark, 950, 960, if you're looking at it from a very short-term play. But I think that could be a good point, where you may look to exit. In fact, sorry, 5,500 approximately, where you may look to exit. Chambal Fertilizers and Deepak Nitrite apparently are extremely strong on the charts, and even with the last phase of this correction, I would believe that the chart patterns for these stocks are looking quite solid. I would suggest to hold on to the stocks. If you're looking at another alternative, just in case you want to replace, then I would probably advise to consider Aditya Birla Capital at closer to this 178.80 levels where the stock is trading. That could be a good alternative buy.
Okay, moving on to the next one, and Vivek, the next query is coming from Yamuna, and she has bought shares of Sequence Scientific from a price of 137 rupees. The stock is doing well today, but she wants to know how the prospects looking like for this one and any hopes that going ahead this will touch 137 mark and what to do if that happens.
Shristi, I need some reason to ask her to make it hold. No, not possible. I think you should quit the stock particularly, and there are no profits seen in the books at all last few quarters. So though it has moved up, I think you should slowly and steadily keep coming out as it goes up. Pharma overall, I'm bullish, but Sequent Scientific surely.
This next one is coming in for you, Kunal, and this one is coming in from Rahul Sharma. He has 300 shares of Moltech Technologies. I don't know whether you tracked this one. Wants to know about long-term perspective, but then I would take that query to Vivek, in fact, because he wants to know about robust guidance, revenue, margins. He's saying that's what they have. But for the longer term, makes sense to stay put with this one.
See, one company which pays you dividend regularly, company has been growing almost at 35% CAGR over last few years. So makes it very interesting company to hold on. Yes, valuations surely are stretched, but if your view is 1 year plus, I think you should hold it on to this. And one more thing in molding side, if a company is in say zero debt, the company is debt free, that also is another positive point for the company. So you should hold it on. That's what I feel. And over a period of time, the stock, in fact, has been moving in tandem with the profits growth. So if the profits continue, I think the stock will continue moving. So hold it on.
Okay, Kunal, the next query is coming in from Raj Kumar, and he's holding shares of IRFC, 3,000 shares at just a price of 25 rupees, almost a 3 times gain on IRFC. So firstly, great buy Rajkumar, but he's a long-term investor, Kunal. Should he stay put with this particular counter? And if he's planning to sell this one and move out of this one, then any other stock where he could invest his money maybe for the next 2 to 3 years?
See, I think first of all, congratulations to the viewer for buying the stock and identifying the stock at a much early stage and riding onto the entire trend. Now, I think ideally what I would probably believe is that look out for this as more of a long-term trend And by long term, I mean not just for the next 1 or 2 years, but maybe even much beyond that. Now, the chart histories are a lot more limited for me to forecast on the more longer term basis. But then, the recent recovery indicates, and when we've seen such kind of recovery for stock prices, that generally indicates that a new sector gets developed, and that's where the market slowly and gradually gets favored into. So, you look at what happened to the defense stocks. A couple of years back, when many of these defense names started to move up higher, that's where you've seen these stocks slowly gathering pace, momentum, but the real returns have probably been generated over the last 8-9 months. I would believe something similar for railway stocks would suggest a hold.
All right, with that, let's actually kickstart with the rapid fire then. The first one is coming in from a viewer. Abhishek wants to know about Union Bank. Kunal, 92 is the buy price. Can hold on for the next 6 months. Your view?
Hold is what I would recommend.
Vivek, Indu is at marginal gains in Sona Comstar. It's been an underperformer. Should he move out of this one and rather make an investment in hospital and diagnostic stocks?
Sona Comstar also you can hold, but if you want to move into hospitals, yes, I would prefer that space.
All right, this one is coming from Dr. Zeenath from Ranchi. Wants to know about Varroc Engineering. 100 shares at price of 378 rupees per share. Makes sense to switch out of this into CIE Automotives. What's your take, Vivek? You think right switch?
Varroc Engineering is actually a great company. You should hold on to Varroc instead of CIE. CIE is already moved up. Varroc has not moved up that much.
Okay, Kunal, what's your take on BEL? Girish Iyer has bought 10,000 shares from a price of 99 rupees. Further upside expected or book profits?
Yeah, further upside expected. I would suggest to hold on.
Okay, Kunal, Affle India, Venkatesh from Bangalore has 500 shares. Wants to know whether he can hold it or sell or add more at current price. He's not given his buy price.
Hold, look to average maybe closer to 1,020.
Okay, Vivek, what's your advice on Realtel? Ramesh has been holding 250 shares from a price of 120 rupees. He's a long-term investor. Prospects for next 2 to 3 years.
Book profits overall in railway sector after elections we'll see that.
Kunal, this one is from Anand then. Wants to know about Bank of Baroda. 1,000 shares at price of 197 rupees per share. Wants to know where should he sell book profits and go to AU Small Finance right now.
Yeah, but not to AU Small Finance Bank, but if you can, you could probably shift to Federal Bank.
Kunal, what's your advice on Granules? Venkatrao has been holding shares from a price of 357 rupees. Good time to exit, average or hold this particular counter?
Hold the stock.
All right, right time to enter JSW Infra. What's your take on this one, Vivek? You think it's the right time?
No, I would avoid it.
Vivek, any target price on Motherson Sumi Wiring? M. Methivanan holding 150 shares from a price of 61 rupees.
I think it should be at 80 rupees going forward.
All right, and with that, we come to the end of the rapid fire as well as the query segment. Thank you so much, Kunal, as well as Vivek for joining us on the show and resolving all of our viewer queries. And with that, viewers, we come to the end of this week's edition of Buy Now, Sell Now as well. So it's a goodbye from Shrishti, our producer Abhishek, director Santosh, as well as myself, Cheryl. Thank you so much for watching. See you next week.